Hey everyone, and welcome back for another deep dive. Here we love to take some really interesting sources and break them down for you, and today we're looking at the future of crypto. Specifically, this recent pump we've seen in the market.
Ooh, yeah, this is interesting.
Do you think it's the start of a long-term trend,
Or is it just another one of those speculative bubbles?
like we've seen so many times before?
Right.
Well, we've got a lot of insights here from some real heavy hitters.
Okay.
We've got industry leaders, researchers, even a legislator all weighing in
Wow.
on where crypto might be headed. So let's dive in.
Yeah, this pump is getting a lot of attention in the media.
For sure.
But honestly, I think the real story here is much bigger than just, a short-term price spike.
That's what I'm really curious about. The sources we've gathered for this deep dive are all saying this recent pump
Yeah.
is basically insignificant compared to the potential flood of money.
Oh, wow.
We're talking trillions of dollars
Trillion.
that could be coming into the crypto space in the coming years.
That's a game changer.
Right.
Yeah, this is about way more than just,
Yeah.
the price of Bitcoin going up or down.
Right.
It's about understanding how blockchain technology could revolutionize finance as a whole,
Yeah.
like how we think about value itself,
That's a really interesting concept.
Yeah.
So let's start digging into some of this evidence.
Okay, let's do it.
So one of the things that I found really interesting is Larry Fink, who's the CEO of BlackRock.
Huge
If
company.
you don't know BlackRock, they're the world's largest asset manager.
Yeah, they manage a lot of money.
And he has come out publicly and said that he believes that tokenization is the future of finance.
Interesting.
And so it's one thing to say that, but BlackRock is actually putting their money where their mouth is.
Oh, wow.
They're developing products and services that are using blockchain technology.
So they're not just talking the talk.
No,
They're walking the walk.
they're walking the walk. And that, to me, is a really big signal
For sure.
that even the most established institutions are starting to see the potential of this.
Yeah, they see where things are headed.
Yeah, it's not just BlackRock either.
Okay, who else?
Sergey Nazarov, who's the co-founder of Chainlink,
Okay, yeah, I know Chainlink.
he's predicting massive institutional involvement in crypto by 2027.
Wow, so that's not too far off.
No, not too far off.
What's he basing that on?
He's looking at the current trajectory of adoption. And if you look at companies like Fidelity, who are already integrating blockchain solutions,
Right.
it seems like it really is, on that path.
So we've got these major players getting involved, but what about the regulatory side of things?
That's a great point. And we actually had some insight on that from a Hong Kong legislator
Oh, wow, okay.
who's confirmed that clear regulations for institutions are likely coming within the next 12 to 18 months.
That's huge.
That is a really, really big deal.
Yeah, because right now I think a lot of institutions are kind of hesitant to
Absolutely.
really jump in because of all the uncertainty
Right.
with the regulations.
Huge barrier to entry. And so once that's cleared, I think we could see just a flood of institutional capital.
Right, like a dam breaking.
Yeah.
Wow, okay, so we've got BlackRock betting on tokenization.
Right?
Chainlink seeing this institutional adoption kind of skyrocketing in the next few years.
Yep.
And now regulations potentially clearing a path for even more investment.
It's all coming together.
So where is all this money supposed to come from?
Right. Like, where's it all going to come from?
Trillions of dollars. That's a hard number to even fathom.
It is. It is.
So think about this. There's potentially $400 trillion
Okay.
sitting in bank deposits, stocks, and bonds
Wow.
that could be shifted towards tokenized assets.
It's almost like moving from the old system to the new system.
Yeah.
And then you add on to that another $379 trillion in real estate,
It's just mind-blowing.
and then $13 trillion in gold.
So we're talking, what, like over $800 trillion potentially?
Yeah, and it makes the entire current crypto ecosystem, which is only about $2.5 trillion,
Fishy.
look like absolutely nothing.
Like a drop in the bucket?
A drop in the bucket, yeah.
Wow. Okay, so trillions of dollars potentially flowing into crypto.
Yeah,
Does this mean everyone's going to become a crypto millionaire overnight?
I wish.
I wish too, but I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
I think the key takeaway here is not to get swept up in the hype
Yeah,
of,
Cup.
short-term price movements.
Yeah.
Obviously, the potential gains are exciting,
for sure.
but the real story here
Yeah.
is the potential for a long-term,
Okay.
fundamental transformation of finance driven by blockchain technology.
So the sources are saying look beyond the pump and dumps.
Exactly.
Think long term.
Yeah, think long-term.
This is not a get-rich-quick scheme.
No, it's not. It's about understanding the technology
Okay.
and identifying valuable assets and holding on to them.
Right.
It's not about trying to time the market or chase every little pump and dump.
Got it. So we're really talking about a fundamental shift here.
Absolutely. It's a whole new way of thinking about finance.
Yeah.
And potentially a whole new world of opportunities.
I'm really interested to hear more about these opportunities.
Yeah, me too. Let's dig into that.
Awesome.
Let's do it.
It's easy to get caught up in all the excitement.
Oh, yeah.
Trillions of dollars flowing into crypto.
Lambos and yachts.
Yeah, exactly. But, it's important to remember this isn't just about, money flowing into crypto.
Right. It's bigger than that.
It's about a fundamental shift in how we think about value itself.
Exactly. Blockchain technology has the potential to change the entire fabric of our financial system.
And really, like society as we know it.
Yeah, it could change the way we interact with each other, the way we do business, everything.
One of the things that I found really fascinating in the sources is this idea of decentralization.
Oh, yeah. That's a core concept in crypto.
It is.
Yeah.
And the sources were really emphasizing that blockchain could actually give individuals more control over their finances.
Okay.
And even their data.
Interesting.
So instead of relying on banks to manage our money or governments to control our identities, we could potentially have more autonomy and control.
I see. So like cutting out the middleman?
Exactly.
Wow.
And that's a pretty radical idea.
It is. It really changes the power dynamics.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And our sources were really clear about this.
Okay.
This is not just a technological shift.
Yep.
It's a societal shift.
It could change everything.
It really could. But as with any major transition, there are going to be some challenges along the way.
Oh, for sure. There's no such thing as a smooth ride when you're disrupting an entire system.
Exactly. And the sources, they did shy away from that.
Okay, good.
They talked about some of the challenges.
Like what?
Well, one of the biggest hurdles that we face
Yeah.
is the speculative nature of the crypto market.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
There's a lot of hype, volatility.
Yeah, pump and dumps.
Exactly. And frankly, a lot of people trying to get rich quick.
That's always going to be a part of it.
It is. And it can make it really difficult for serious investors and institutions to enter the market with confidence.
They don't want to get caught up in the hype.
Exactly.
They're looking for long-term value.
Right. And I think that's where education becomes so important.
Oh, absolutely.
One of the things that our sources really stressed is the need for a deeper understanding of blockchain technology.
Okay.
And its implications.
Right. It's not enough to just know how to buy and sell Bitcoin.
Exactly. You need to understand the underlying principles, the technology, and the potential to actually solve real-world problems.
That's what I'm interested in.
That's what it's all about. And it's interesting because it's like the early days of the internet.
Oh, yeah. I see what you mean.
People saw the potential for communication and information sharing.
Right. But they didn't really understand how it would change the world.
Exactly. And it took time for the full impact to be realized.
I think we're at a similar stage with blockchain.
I think so, too.
We're just scratching the surface.
Yeah, we're just starting to see what's possible.
Exciting times.
It is really exciting. And one of the possibilities that several forces mentioned is this idea of tokenization.
Oh, yeah. I've had that term thrown around, but...
Can you break that down a bit?
Yeah, so tokenization is basically the process of taking real-world assets.
Okay.
Like stocks, real estate, even art.
Art, that's interesting.
Yeah, and representing them as digital tokens on a blockchain.
So instead of having a physical share certificate.
Right, you'd have a digital token that represents your ownership.
So imagine owning a piece of a Picasso.
Wow.
As a digital token that you can easily trade or sell.
That's wild.
That's the kind of accessibility and liquidity that tokenization could unlock.
So you're saying instead of needing millions of dollars to invest in a Picasso, you could potentially buy a fraction of it for a much smaller amount.
Exactly.
That's democratizing access to assets that were previously only available to the ultra-wealthy.
Exactly, and that's just one example.
Okay, so what else could be tokenized?
Think about fractional ownership in real estate.
Okay.
Private companies, intellectual property.
Wow. The possibilities are endless.
They really are. And that's where those massive numbers...
The trillions of dollars.
Exactly, that we talked about earlier come into play.
Right, because if all of these assets can be tokenized and brought onto the blockchain...
It's a fundamental restructuring of how value is created, managed, and exchanged.
It's almost like a paradigm shift in finance.
It is, and it's all happening because of this relatively new technology.
That most people still don't fully understand.
It's exciting and a little bit daunting.
I agree.
Because we're on the verge of something potentially revolutionary.
Yeah, but there's still a long way to go.
For sure, there are definitely challenges to overcome.
But the potential rewards are huge.
They are. This deep dive has been incredibly insightful so far.
It really has.
We've talked about the potential influx of institutional money,
Yep.
the power of decentralization,
Yeah.
the challenges of a speculative market,
Right.
and this whole idea of tokenization.
And all of its possibilities.
Exactly, but there's still more to explore.
What else is there?
Well, we've talked about the potential,
Okay.
but we also need to address the practical hurdles that stand in the way of widespread adoption.
Let's get into that.
All right, let's do it. So we've talked about this potential flood of money into crypto
Yeah.
and the power of decentralization and all the possibilities of tokenization.
Yeah, it's really exciting stuff.
But before all this happens, before we see trillions of dollars flowing in and all these assets on the blockchain,
Right.
what are some of the practical challenges
Okay. Yeah.
that we need to kind of address?
Well, I think one of the biggest roadblocks, and this came up in a lot of the sources, is regulatory clarity.
Yeah, regulations.
Yeah, it's like a chicken and egg situation.
Oh, interesting.
Institutions are saying, we want to get involved, but we need some clear guidelines.
Yeah, they need to know the rules of the game.
Exactly. And without that certainty, they're hesitant to make big investments.
Right, it's too risky.
Yeah, too much uncertainty.
But it does sound like there's some progress being made.
Like, really?
Yeah, our source, the Hong Kong legislator, seemed pretty optimistic,
Okay.
predicting some clear regulatory frameworks for institutions
Okay.
within the next 12 to 18 months.
That's not too far off.
No, and that actually aligns with Sergei Nazarov's prediction.
From Chainlink.
Yep, that we could see this major ramp up in institutional adoption around 2027.
So once those regulations are in place,
Yeah, once those hurdles are cleared,
the floodgates could open.
it's like a green light.
Exactly, a green light for institutional capital.
Yeah, so regulation is a big one. But what about scalability?
Yes, the classic question, right?
Can blockchain technology actually handle trillions of dollars worth of transactions?
That's a lot of transactions.
It is, and this was definitely a concern that came up in the sources.
Yeah.
But they also seem to be pretty confident that solutions are emerging.
Like what kind of solutions?
Well, there's a lot of innovation happening right now in the blockchain space,
Yeah, I've heard about some of this.
particularly in areas like Layer 2 scaling solutions
Layer 2?
and interoperability protocols.
Those are some big words.
They are, but basically Layer 2 solutions help to take some of the transaction load off of the main blockchain.
So it's like creating a separate lane on the highway to ease
Together.
congestion.
Exactly, and it makes things faster and more efficient.
Okay.
And then interoperability protocols
Yeah.
allow different blockchains to communicate with each other seamlessly.
So they can talk to each other.
Yeah, like a universal language for blockchains.
I like that.
And that's really essential for a truly interconnected and decentralized financial system.
Yeah, because we don't want to just create another siloed system
Exactly. We want this open network.
where value can flow freely,
Right. So instead of trying to make one blockchain,
Mhm.
bigger and faster and stronger,
which is probably impossible.
yeah, it probably is. We're actually creating this network of interconnected blockchains,
That can work together.
like building a superhighway system,
Ooh, I like that analogy.
right? Instead of just widening a single road.
Makes sense.
Yeah. So we've got these technological advancements.
But are really promising.
They are. But even with all of that,
Yeah.
there's still a huge need for education and awareness.
Oh, yeah, totally.
This technology is still so new.
And a lot of people are intimidated by it.
It's intimidating. It's complex. There's a learning curve.
Yeah. For both individuals and institutions.
And it's really about moving beyond that get-rich-quick mentality
Yeah, get rid of that.
that we see so much in the crypto space
All right.
and really fostering a deeper understanding of the technology.
And its long-term potential.
Exactly. And the sources all seem to agree that education is absolutely key to building a sustainable and responsible crypto ecosystem.
But that's the future we want.
That is the future we want. And it's not just about the tech either.
Right.
It's about understanding the potential impact on society.
This could change the world.
It's about creating a more equitable and inclusive financial system.
Where everyone has a chance to participate.
Exactly, one that empowers individuals.
And reduces our reliance on these big centralized institutions.
So we've got the challenges. Regulatory uncertainty, scalability, concerns the need for education.
Yeah, those are big hurdles.
But as we tackle those challenges,
We're also opening up these incredible opportunities.
it's like we're standing at the edge of a new frontier.
It's exciting and a little bit scary.
And now it is. I feel the same way.
We're on the cusp of something truly transformative.
And it's up to all of us to shape this future.
In a responsible and ethical way.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We need to ask the tough questions, challenge assumptions, and have these open and honest conversations.
About the implications of this technology.
Because it's going to affect all of us.
So to wrap things up,
Yeah.
I'm left with a sense of wonder and possibility.
Me too.
But also a sense of responsibility.
Absolutely.
We've seen the potential for blockchain technology to revolutionize finance, empower individuals, create a more equitable world.
It's a powerful vision.
But we also need to be mindful of the challenges.
And work together to overcome them.
Through education, innovation, collaboration.
What we've talked about today is really just the tip of the iceberg.
Yeah, the crypto space is constantly evolving.
So we encourage you to continue learning and exploring. Stay curious and engage in these important conversations.
The future of crypto is being written right now.
And we all have a role to play.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive.
Till next time.